Hey, this is Deanna with Inspired Perspectives, and today we're going to be talking about silence is a response. Sometimes, everything that you think shouldn't be said, not at all. Sometimes it's best to keep quiet. Sometimes it's best to don't say a word. And I'm good with being silent because in my silence, I'm thinking. In my silence, I'm evolving. In my silence, I am releasing a lot of things. I may be releasing a lot of things in my life and maybe just in that day, some things that are my thoughts, not just in my life, but just my thoughts, releasing my thoughts. And it gives me time to observe. In your silence, you want to be observant because you may be, if you're talking too much, you're not in a place of learning. You're not in a space to learn. You're not gathering anything. You're always depositing. You're never receiving anything good because sometimes if you sit back and you listen to conversations and you learn something or you wanted to ask a question, ask several questions because that's the moment you're learning. You're taking in everything that you think you knew, but you didn't know anything. And sometimes it's just best to be quiet. Sometimes it's best when you go when you just want to take a walk in a park and you want to just listen to the birds and hear the wind if it's blowing, to hear, feel the sun on your skin, the smells in the air, just taking it in and not responding. That is when I believe that's when the Most High is downloading the things that you need to be doing next. That creative thing, that thing you have been working on and you need to finish. And sometimes in your silence, you're able to say, aha, I got the answer now. I got the answer now because you got quiet. You stop listening to everyone else. You turn off the podcast, you turn off, the television show, the movie or whatever. You turn off your friends, your family, and you get quiet. And you stop responding. You stop being a part of the conversation. You sit back and you listen and you hear others. You're able to let others have the floor at that moment in time. It's important to give others a spotlight. You don't have to be in the spotlight. Sometimes your silence is a response to everything around you. Um, you want to learn to walk away when everything that's there in the room is not serving you. The conversation, the people, even sometimes it's time to walk away. It's time to let go and let God just move. You know, and no response is necessary. No type of announcement is necessary. You just silently you remove yourself because this place is a place that I'm not getting anything from these conversations, these people, this situation. It's not filling me up. In fact, it's depleting me is what it is. And sometimes you get to a place where that's where it is. And when you know that's where you are, it's okay to walk away when you're not whatever's at that table is not being served to fill you up. It's not flavorful. It don't taste good. It don't feel good. It's nothing at that table, and that's where you have to be willing to just say, okay, stage left. I'm gone. I'm out, and go and reserve your silence and get into that place where everything everything isn't a response. Sometimes it's a okay. Sometimes it's a thank you. Thank you for this. Thank you. And quietly, and sitting in your space. And it's not a judgment. A lot of people think when you're quiet like that you're in judgment of others. No, you're just in peace with yourself. One thing about you can't do is buy peace. And by being able to be in a room full of people, auditorium even, and be at peace and not have to always respond to everything that everyone says. Sometimes it's best to be silent. You know, sometimes when people always have to respond, they have a feeling that they have to win something. Like I got to win at this. It's a tit for tat. It's You're never satisfied with someone else finishing the sentence or finishing their thought or their expression. You're not satisfied with that because something in you causes you to respond before they're ever finished with whatever they have to say and whatever they're expressing. So you go into having to respond like it's a contest. It's not a contest. If it's a conversation, it's not a contest. It is you being silent enough to allow the person or people on the other end to respond themselves and be a part of the conversation. It's okay. You don't have to win the battle because there's a war out here. You save yourself and reserve yourself for something more important than the little trivial conversations that can sometimes distract you. I'm gonna say this: a lot of times it can distract you from everything that you need to be doing. It could distract your mind in so many ways and keep you from being creative, keep you from being motivated, keep you from being disciplined, keep you from achieving all your goals and your dreams. And, sometimes when you're sitting there trying to, argue with people on the social media, for instance, you might miss your plane. You might miss an opportunity because you're sitting there arguing with someone and going back and forth and not reserving your silence because your need to respond or react is greater than your peace and your silence and being able to win the war and not this battle. So silence versus responding. Which do you choose? Is it necessary for you to respond all the time? Is it? Is it worth it? Is it? Do you like your silence or do you like your peace? And when you like your peace more than anything, you will remain silent to preserve your peace. This is Deanna. This is Inspired Perspectives. Hit the like button, and I will see you on the next one.